welcome to another episode. Gas Network presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
What it do? You know what it is. It's Gas presents Sports for the Culture. I am tonight's host, your boy Young Rome 22. Man, if you know anything about me, you know I'm a huge Washington football team fan, and it is officially Dallas week. We coming for first place in that division. I'm gonna save all that NFC East talk for a little bit later, though. Right now, I'm gonna let the boys introduce themselves, man. For all the new listeners, all the loyal listeners, y'all know who we are. So let's get this thing started with the top left.
Top left, what up, man? It's me, Scruff Lion. You know what time it is. It's good ass sports time, aka CP time. They call me Scruff Lion, aka call me Master Scruff Lion. I put some respect on my degree, damn it. That's all I got to say for today. I actually don't get it till May, so you can call me Master. I'll master up in May, baby. Master Scruff.
All right, top right, introduce yourself.
Dope, man. Congrats to my guy, man. Y'all know what it is. At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist. And if you don't know, you are currently listening to the number one ranked sports and culture podcast in the world. So shout out to the panel, man. You know, y'all make this happen. My guy Spicy Rome bringing it each and every week. Scruff Lion remaining a solid rock for the show. My guy G, that's my mama's second favorite gas panelist right there. I'm probably only first because I'm her son. So shout out to my boy G. My man T not on tonight, but you know he always bringing the crazy hot takes. So hey man, we couldn't do it without y'all, and we definitely couldn't do it without the loyal listeners, the loyal fans, man. So shout out to all the gasaholics. Another great show for y'all, you know, coming down the tube. So let's get it, fellas.
That's right. That's right. Gas is number one. That is right. Number one. We are at the top when it comes to sports and culture in the podcast game. And last but definitely not least, bottom left, introduce yourself.
It's your boy D-Melo, and I am the number one most depressed fan out of all four of us tonight. I swear, watching the Giants play this week is like watching FIFA, but with football players. Literally not football players, but football players. Fuck.
So
I'm missing a brown bag right now.
So I was with G on Saturday. We was at the bar, and he talking about, yeah, man, let's look. He was like, one of his friends was like, yo, let me look at the games. Let me pick some upsets. So he was looking at the game. He was like, yeah, man, I think the Giants could be a good upset. I was like, bro, don't do it to yourself, bro. I hope you didn't.
Did he do it? Did you do it?
I did. I took them by 6-point spread. I thought they had the spread.
Daniel Jones not playing. He's like, yo, man, we're not worried about that, man. You know, next man up.
So G, I guess the question is, how much money are you losing on the Giants this year? You already had to dub me. You dubbed Bryce once. I'm pretty sure you got another bet going with Bryce.
I'm doubling back up. I'll double this other one. I think we are going to be Washington at least one time.
Wait, G, that's not our bet, buddy.
What's our bet? Besides $100, which is the other bet?
Yeah,
$100. That wasn't the bet.
Who finishes with the better record, my boy?
I know that is the only bet. That's the only bet that I care about. It's just rainfall, yo. I'm just
it's not looking good.
When the ranger pause.
Yeah,
you can't stop the rain.
Hey, but you want to know something funny? I had to, hey, Rome, you know what I had to do? I had to get a Rolodex, man. Y'all know what a Rolodex is? I had to get a Rolodex for all the bets I got with you nut-ass boys on the gas panel because, you know, you start losing track of all these dubs you put into the atmosphere. So, hold up. I think I got one bet for Scruff, too. Let me pull this up, man. Let me pull this up. It's called Gas Bets in my Apple Notes. Yeah, I got a bet with Scruff that the Eagles get over 7 wins. So I think that was looking pretty good too.
Looking pretty good on that one, actually. I'd say we're right there. We're definitely gonna pass that.
Yeah, all right. We'll see, man. We'll see. Y'all got Y'all got 6 right now, man. I think y'all might get one more win.
Wait. Is it over 7 wins? 7.5? What are you talking about here, bro?
Oh, it's over. Over 7. Y'all got 6.
So
right
seven equals a push, right?
Yeah, no. Ain't no push at 7. If y'all get 8, you get a dub. Y'all stay at 7 wins. You got to pay me, buddy. I don't see y'all getting over 7 wins.
I don't know
more
about that.
games
That's not how betting works.
You made the bet on air.
But you said over 7. That means you took under 7, which means you're not getting
No, I didn't take under 7.
That means seven's a push.
No. I never took under 7. You bet me that y'all would get over 7. Don't worry, I'll run the tape for you, buddy.
As y'all can see,
sounds like 7's a
can
push.
Yeah.
We'll do more than 7 though. We'll have more than 7, but that we should stipulate that.
We got Giants
a push.
fans, we got Eagles fans, we got Washington fans. So let's just go ahead and start it off, man. Keep it right where we at in the NFC East, man. First topic of the day. People say the NFC least, but to me right now is one of the most interesting divisions in football, with the Washington football team going from 2-6 to 6-6. Now in second place, the Eagles in the mix at 6-7. Might have a little QB controversy on their hands with Minshew starting over Hurts this past game due to injury. So let's start right there. And let's start with Scruff, man. You're the Philly guy. Gardner Minshew, man. How did he look to you in his first start, and does he deserve another start coming out the bye week?
Well, I gotta say, bro, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. I saw 2 early passing touchdowns. Obviously, it's the New York Jets, so I will taper my expectations. I'm not gonna get carried away off of the performance. However, I think Gardner Minshew played with some energy. I seemed like he ignited the team. It seems like when you bring in your backup, it seems like certain players starting to get more love than others. Obviously, him and Dallas Goedert must have got a lot of reps in or something, because he went right to him, 2 touchdowns right off the bat. But the team played pretty well. It's a combination of a lot of things. Obviously, it's the New York Jets. He played really well. Now, personally, I'm not one that believes that you should be able to lose your job due to injury, So Jalen Hurts, he did get hurt. I don't know how serious that injury was. I think possibly the coaching staff might have wanted to see what they had with Gardner Minshew. And I don't blame him. He looked like he might have something there. But I don't know if I could feel the precedent to the point where, hey, Jalen Hurts should not start next week. I think it's a legitimate question. I don't know, though. It's tough because the most recent game Jalen had was probably the worst game he's ever had, which was against the Giants. He looked horrible against the Giants. So it's really, really stank football that we're seeing in the recent memory banks from Jalen Hurts. But overall, he's played pretty well. And now we've seen really bad performances in the division. Any quarterback in our division is not subject to have a real stinker against a division team. It just happens. So I wouldn't say – I don't know. I wouldn't just go and just start Minshew, but I would keep him close by.
That's fair. Those are all great points. It was the Jets, so you don't want to get too excited on Minshew's performance, but he did go 20 of 25 for over 200 yards and two tuds. But is it smart for the Eagles to start mixing up a different quarterback when they're so close to this playoff race currently? Do you think starting Minshew would hurt or help the Eagles?
Is Jalen Hurts hurt?
He's had an ankle injury. He said himself that he would play, but the training staff wanted to hold him out, let him get an extra week, and I think they're on bye week this week, so he's going to have 2 weeks off. I believe Sirianni said that he'll be the starter when he's cleared to play. But if it was you, what would you do?
I do what the Eagles just did: play your backup, and then start your starter once your bye is over with. Let's take into perspective. They played the Jets. They're the second worst team in New York besides the Giants. At this point, and the Knicks. So it's New York, Jets, the Knicks. But we'll talk about the next one at a time. But yeah, no, you wait until your bye. You get your quarterback to get healthy. He had a stinker against a divisional rivalry. And yeah, he lost to the Giants, which our Giants defense ain't that bad. But besides that, it's just you do what they did. You just start your backup. That's why you have a backup. Unless the backup outplayed the starter, which he didn't, because it wasn't a blowout game against the Jets. If I'm going to give him the job, he had to at least score 40. What he scored, 28?
33. One more
Oh,
score
33?
away.
You gotta give me 40. Give me 45. Give me 45, and I would have lived with it.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you, man. It's definitely the Jets. We can't let that go by the wayside. But Minshew has been known to give a team a spark before. He did it in Jacksonville. Bryce, man, are you giving any fire to this QB controversy, or is this Jalen Hurts' job once he gets back?
I think that Gardner Minshew's going to end up keeping the job most likely. I mean, if it was my team, I'd probably go back to Jalen to see what I had. You know, if I'm the coach, I mean, he got you as far as you've gotten, and you've applauded him every step of the way. You pumped him up to a certain extent, and you know you got to. I would say ride with the hot hand, but I can't say he's had a hot hand. He's been playing pretty bad the last few weeks. He had those 2 big games early in the season. Ever since, he's been living up to what T called him. You know, a running back that can throw a little bit. But I don't know if it's fair to him to pull him just yet. I don't know if it's fair to him. But as far as Gardner Minshew is concerned, I mean, those first 2 drives look like a professional NFL quarterback. Now, even Gardner wasn't perfect throughout that game, but those first 2 drives look a lot better than anything Jalen Hurts had done in the last few weeks. I mean, Dallas Goedert had been an afterthought the last few weeks. Hadn't had a touchdown in I don't know how many weeks. And, you know, first game of Gardner Minshew, he gets 2 back-to-back. So that goes to show you. That goes to show you that Gardner Minshew can utilize the weapons a little better than Hurts, and I think he sees the field a little better than Hurts, especially at this stage in Hurts' career, where it doesn't seem like Hurts is really adept at being a pocket passer just yet. If Gardner Minshew has any strengths, you know, his biggest strength is getting quick reads, and if he doesn't find a quick read, you know, then escaping with his feet. Where Jalen Hurts kind of is the other way around. His instinct is kind of to go escape with his feet, get out the pocket ASAP after not seeing that first read. He's out that pocket ASAP. Gardner Minshew goes through the reads a little bit better than Hurts right now. It's hard to say what the Eagles will do, but if it was me, I'd probably stick with who got me there, because at the end of the day, you don't want to risk losing a locker room, and I don't have the pulse of that locker room, you know. And sometimes I think if you start playing the quarterback carousel, you can risk losing your locker room. You can risk losing the trust of the guys. For a first-year coach like Sirianni, I don't know if he can risk that at this point, but you never know. Maybe the Eagles are smart enough to really view this as a rebuild year, because I personally don't think they have a good shot in these last 4 or 5 games. I don't see them winning more than one of those games probably. So, you know, you take these L's now, and your draft stock looks better at the end of the season.
So let's talk about it real quick. So this week they're going on bye, and then their final 4 games, they got Washington, the Giants, at Washington, and then Dallas to end the season. So it's all NFC East from here on out. And I can't believe I'm the only one that's gonna sit here and say this, man. Like, I guess you guys aren't part of the mania, the Minshew mania. Like, I think it's done for Jalen Hurts. If I'm Sirianni, I know it's crazy. Hurts has gotten you here. The locker room probably does ride with Hurts over Minshew at the moment. But I'm giving the ball to Minshew, man, coming out the bye week. I think he clearly gives you the best chance in your division to win out. If you look at Hurts last season when he played these same opponents, horrible in the division. I think it was like 5 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, or might have been something like 3 touchdowns even. But he's been terrible against the NFC East. Minshew at least gives you a QB, like Bryce just alluded to, that can get the ball out of his hands with quick reads. And if you have any chance of trying to make a real push at this division or a wild card spot, you're going to want to go with Minshew and not Jalen Hurts. Maybe that's a little bit of a hot take. I don't think so, though. I think Minshew is a much better quarterback than Hurts. And I think Hurts is going to prove that when he comes back and faces that Washington football team.
Well, Rome, I tend to agree with you. I think that Hurts does. I think Minshew does some things better than Hurts, right? Let's not forget the last time Minshew was a starter, he started 8 games and he went 1-7. Like, Minshew is not a winning quarterback, bro. So there's his one win that he gets you. You know what I mean? There's his one win. Like, I mean, Minshew's not. Don't get me wrong. Maybe he is better than Hurts at making the reads from the pocket, but I still think that Hurts is probably a little more of a gamer than Minshew. You know what I mean? Like, Hurts isn't a great passer. He's not there. But you know, he'll keep you in the game with those legs. You got to give him that. So, you know, I think if they keep Minshew in the game, I think there's more risks than positives out of that, especially when you start talking about that locker room. But looking at the Eagles, you know, they got 2 games against Washington. Washington's the hottest team in the NFC right now, according to the wins. You know, 4 straight wins. That's the longest streak in the NFC. They got 2 against that. They got one more against Dallas.
We got Dallas. We got Dallas, the Giants, and we got 2 against y'all.
So
and you
one
tell me
against Dallas. One against Dallas.
Win none
right?
of them?
So y'all got 1 against Dallas. You already lost to Dallas.
Yeah.
Y'all not beating Dallas. You already lost to the Giants.
That's the only tough
Giants,
game on that slate.
No, it's not. The Giants, that's a toss-up game because y'all already lost to the Giants. And
Right.
that was worse. So, I mean, I'm not about to sit here and say y'all are shooing to beat the Giants. That's the game I got y'all winning. But the 2 against Washington, I got y'all taking L's. Like I said, Washington is the hottest team in the NFC right now.
Bro.
Ain't no debate about that.
Y'all. That's not even the case, bro. I can say you can say they hot, bro. I mean, it really depends on the perspective, bro. Because look, okay, you talking about some of the hottest team in the NFC East, bro. But what did they really do? Okay, all right. Let me take it back. Let me take it back a week. Okay, they beat Tom Brady. That was a pretty good one. That was pretty good, right? That was pretty good. They beat Tom Brady, right? Then they played Cam Newton. Cam Newton was just unemployed 2 weeks before, and then y'all was acting like y'all beat Superman and damn stuff. Okay, that ain't nothing. All right, y'all ain't do nothing there. Then y'all beat a hobbled Russell Wilson, and you claim that this man was out dueling him. This man didn't outduel nobody, bro. And then who did y'all play this week? Y'all barely squeaked out and won this week. So y'all over here squeaking out, barely winning, almost losing games. And y'all can say that y'all were triumphant. You can call it a duel. You call it a duel. I call it a almost L. Y'all are this close to losing 4 games, man. So don't get crazy talking about y'all the hottest team in the league. Y'all the fucking luckiest team in the NFC. That's the only damn thing I see.
Oh man, I love the NFC East talk, man. They call me spicy. Scruff is real spicy right now. It's crazy.
It is, right?
Yo, you hear the hate. You hear the hate. I love it though. I love it because look, it's all revisionist history, right? This man just said first we beat the defending Super Bowl champions. I heard that. Then he said the next game we beat Cam Newton in his home, his big homecoming. With the number 2 defense in the league at the time. Yeah, watch that. Then the third game that we won, who do we just beat the Raiders in their home place. Oh, that's right, the Seahawks. That's what it was. Because they want to tell me that Russell Wilson was hobbled.
You talking about the man that couldn't even grip the ball until the 4th quarter, and he still almost beat y'all. You remember that?
He gripped the hell out of the 49ers, though. Pause. He gripped the hell out of them boys in the Bay. So he looked pretty good this past weekend
too.
But against that Washington football team defense, he did look pretty pedestrian. You know. But then we just got the Raiders in Vegas at home after they just ran it up on the Cowboys. So it seems like when these teams play teams that y'all consider top teams in the league or contenders in this league, they look like great. But when they play Washington, all of a sudden it's all Cam Newton's washed and Russell's hobbled, and you pull out all the excuses for these other teams. All these excuses for these other teams.
Because you turn it into like some historic story. Like it's so heroic. Oh my God!
So y'all gonna beat Dallas? Y'all gonna beat Dallas this week? By how much?
Right.
But listen.
How much y'all beating Dallas by?
Russ says the 49ers suck, but they beat the Eagles, right?
Barely.
Okay. So that's they barely beat the Eagles, but they suck. And they beat y'all. But you think y'all got a shot? Come on, bro. Y'all done.
The Eagles have an almost L.
One more win, and y'all might beat the Giants. But you know what?
Hey, let's keep it real. None of these teams would be in the play. Let's keep it real. None of these teams would be in the playoffs if it was 6 teams. So yeah, these teams are mids.
No, we would be in the playoffs.
Yeah, Washington's the 6th seed right now.
I mean, you can say what you want. You can say what you want, but you're wrong.
Okay. Check back with me in 3 weeks, suckers.
Look, bro. End of the day, facts matter, man. Washington is the hottest team by wins in the NFC over the last 4 weeks.
Y'all are a dysfunctional franchise.
It's a fact.
Y'all are dysfunctional.
So G just got into it, man. Let's keep it pushing, man. So Washington's playing Dallas this week. I believe it's still the 1:00 game. I don't know how it didn't get flexed to the Sunday night game. I think the Sunday night game is still the Packers and the Bears. Washington versus Dallas got more juice than that to me.
Cap.
But let's go ahead and
Whole lot of cap here.
make our picks right quick. I mean, the Bears are washed. The Bears are washed. I don't want to see the Packers poop all over the Bears, man. We don't need to see that game.
Young
But
Rome,
Washington and
aka
Dallas,
Stevie Wonder.
Washington and Dallas definitely got some juice. But yeah, who you guys picking? G, you riding with Dallas in this one, man?
I'm riding with Dallas. Give me 5.5.
Dallas by 5.5. Okay. You know it's in Washington, right? It's at FedEx Field. I might have to pull up.
Oh, y'all play the Dallas Cowboys twice still, and y'all play the Eagles twice.
That's right. No one's fearing that. Nobody is fearing those games, bro.
Make sure you run the tape on this moment right here. All right, y'all got what? 5 games left. The Washington football team will finish 1-4 in the final 5 games. Put a book on that.
You want to put a dub on it? You want to put a book on it?
Nah, just put it in the tape, in the archives.
So all that woofing, but you don't want to put a dub on it.
I put a dub on every game individually.
Cool, bro.
All right, so let's speak on this game, Scruff. Who you riding with Dallas in this game? You think Dallas is coming to DC and getting this W?
I think it's a no-brainer, bro. Dallas has been the best team in the NFC East. They've been this way the whole season. They had a little adversity, and they faltered a little bit. And then they pretty much handling their business for the most part. I think this is going to be a good test because now it's in the division again. It's a good situation here because it's all divisional games. We're going to really see who's what, you know. And I think it's going to be surprising. But I think Dallas is clearly the best team, and I run the tape on that when we did overs and unders. I said Dallas would win the division the whole time. Then said that, and I said the Eagles and Washington would be in the mix to potentially make the playoffs, and they are. So yeah, but Dallas is a better team. They should win this game unless they blow it, but I don't foresee that. So I think Dallas wins it. They probably cover the spread too.
Dallas is definitely has the more talented roster, but they also lost to the Broncos this season, who they also have a more talented roster than. So any given Sunday, Bryce, man, let's get into these predictions for this Sunday, man. I think I already know how you're leaning though.
You know how I'm leaning, Rome, and I'm leaning hard that way. Look, I told y'all this before. I'll tell y'all again, man. NFL season is a lot longer than it seems. You see the number like 16 previously, or you see 17 games in the season, and they give you this idea that it's a short season. But no, it's a grind, and it's a very long grind. And the smartest coaches have always broke this season down into quadrants. They broke it down into 4. You got your first 4, then you got those last 3 sets of 4 that really tell you where your team is. You can be 0-4 in your first 4, and if you win the next 4, you're back to 500, right? Washington did have a poor start. The defense wasn't playing too well early in the season. And we heard a lot about that, didn't we, Ron? We took a lot of flack for it because we thought our defense was going to come out tough, and it didn't. But guess what? Over the last 4 weeks, they're playing once again like a top 5 defense. Looks like the defense that closed the season last year, and that's without 2 of their best pass rushers. So they've been figuring it out without guys that they relied on last season, right? And now we're entering that final quadrant of the season, right? We're entering that final quadrant of the season. And the hottest team in the NFC, like it or not, no matter how you feel about it, I'm speaking facts. The hottest team in the NFC right now is the Washington football team.
Dallas Cowboys?
It's not the Dallas Cowboys. It's not. The
hottest team. Dallas Cowboys.
The hottest team in the NFC right now is the Washington.
Dallas
I'm not
Cowboys?
talking about the NFC East. I'm talking about the NFC period. So when we get to this Cowboys game, I look at the Cowboys team who has been slumping over the last few weeks versus a Washington team that's been ascending over the last few weeks. I think it's an easy pick for me. I'm going Washington football team, and I think it's another, not a super high scoring game. I think we're in the low 20s in this game, but I think we're able to hold the Dallas Cowboys somewhere between 17 to 20, and we win with a score of about 24. So I'm thinking somewhere around like 24 to 20. Washington gets out of FedEx with the win. Now, I won't predict us to beat the Cowboys twice. Ron, we've been talking about this on the side. I feel like if Washington's able to beat the Dallas Cowboys twice in these next few weeks, they win the division. But I don't necessarily see it panning out like that. I think Washington will get one of those. I think Dallas will get one of those W's against Washington. We'll split with Dallas Cowboys. We'll beat the Eagles twice, and then we'll beat the Giants again. And we'll finish that. We'll finish the end of this run. 3-1, and we'll be in that same 6th spot heading to the playoffs.
There's 5 games left, though.
Oh, 4-1.
It'll be
4-1. Yeah.
It'll be 4-1. And I agree with you completely, Bryce. Washington has had such a wild season. I predicted that they'd be 6-6 at this point, and that we would go 4-1 in the division at the end of it. But I didn't predict we would get to it in this way. It's been a wild ride, but I am definitely riding with Washington this weekend. It's no questions. You can book it. You can run this tape as many times as you want. Washington is beating Dallas in FedEx Field. This isn't no fandom. This is. You want me to give you an analysis? I could break it down for you, and maybe we should start the Washington podcast. I'll break it down for you over there.
Yeah,
But I
please
promise you,
please
I
save this for
promise
that.
you,
So
place your bets
but how
on
much? How much
Washington.
Dallas winning by? How much? I mean, yeah, how much Dallas winning by?
Dallas ain't winning this game, G. We're not like the Giants. We're not built like that. We have an actual coach, unlike Joe Judge, who does push-ups in the mud and runs laps with his team and does stairs and all kinds of nonsensical things that don't help your team win. It
Health
keeps
is
you
wealth.
guys.
Health is wealth. Health is
It,
wealth. That's all I
it
know.
keeps guys like you with bags over their head. Meanwhile, Ron Rivera's got our team ascending, and I got this nice Washington football team gear hat on. Much better than the
Yeah,
brown bag that the
hide that
Giants fans
hairline.
wear.
Hide that hairline with that disgusting hat.
Yeah, man. But we got a bunch of NFC East fans here on this panel, so we'll definitely keep in tap with the NFC East and this whole
Sipping
race
that,
as it.
sipping that Kool-Aid real hard over there in Washington. So, big surprise here.
Hey,
Bryce and Rome picked the Washington football team. Oh God!
the Kool-Aid up there.
Breaking
The Kool-Aid
news.
up there must be.
Roman Bryce picked Washington. Oh,
Hey, well, you picked
breaking
against them.
news.
You picked against them the last 4 weeks, and you've lost each week. So, hey, keep going with that, buddy. Keep going with it.
I ain't putting no money on it. I'm manifesting, man. That's how I do things.
Keep speaking your affirmations into the air, man. Keep hoping that your affirmations work on the NFL season. I don't think football works like that, buddy.
So you're gonna put money on Dallas this week?
How you think we got Super Bowl ring? Tell me it don't work like that.
You putting money on Dallas this week?
Tell me it don't work like that. I'll take any dubs. Y'all want to donate? Go ahead. Come on now. I'll take any dubs
from you this week.
I'll take dub.
Oh, you know
I'll
what?
take a dub on Dallas to win the game. Straight up.
Before we
right,
move on,
yeah.
here's something. Bryce, you actually brought this up in a text the other day. I want to throw it out here. Antonio Gibson currently leads the NFC in rushing yards right now with 800. Is he the best back in the NFC East or the NFC?
Yes. Let me be the first to say it. Saquon would be the best back, but Saquon's fall off has been real. And G, I hate it because don't get me wrong. If I was a fan of any guy in the NFC East, it was Saquon Barkley. I felt like the dude was electric. I used to hate playing the Giants because I was always worried that Saquon was going to lose.
Fucking awful offensive line, damn it.
That could be it. But you're only as good as what you've shown me. Saquon ain't the same Saquon no more. They took the say off as Quan. He just Quan now. So Quan ain't the same, man. Quan ain't the same, bro.
Definitely not.
And Zeke is a wrap. Now the next guy might be Tony Pollard. I ain't gonna hold you. Tony Pollard will be balling for the Cowboys, but
y'all tripping.
Ain't no other back in the division that's messing with Antonio.
Y'all tripping. You are right about a few things, Bryce. Zeke is definitely washed up.
Maybe Jalen Hurts is the best.
Jalen Hurts is definitely the best running back in the NFC East. Fuck out of here.
That's the closest guy they got. Jalen Hurts.
He's definitely the best. Check the stats on that one. Number one rushing offense in the NFC.
Hey man, as y'all see, we definitely got some spicy NFC East talk, and we'll definitely keep it going as we get closer to these playoffs, man. But let's keep it pushing. Let's keep talking football. Let's actually stay in the NFL real quick. Let's talk about this Monday night game. Switch it over to the AFC East where the Patriots just beat the Bills. Wow, comments, man. They took the say off as Quan. But yeah, the Patriots just beat the Bills last Monday night by a score of 14-10 in a strange game, man. The win was so crazy. Bill Belichick only had Mac Jones throw the ball 3 times. I believe he went 2 for 3, something wild like that. People are calling Belichick the GOAT for being able to adjust to a game like this, for building his roster to be able to adjust to any type of inclement weather or anything that may occur. So let's talk about Mr. Belichick, man. Are y'all feeling this GOAT talk that he's getting for the way his team performed on his Monday night game, or do you think he's getting a little too much credit? G, I'm gonna start with you, man.
It'd be real blasphemous if anybody say it's overhyped because this game shows me that yo, he disrespected the Bills defense and offense all in one game. He told them, yo, your quarterback, your so-called MVP candidate is really a bum, and my running game is gonna destroy your defense all night, just ground and pound, ground and pound. Only 3 passes? That is ridiculous. If we would have known that, if I would have betted that, man, my odds would have been like at what, like plus 10,000? Because who would have thought you win a game? So unheard of, like 3 passes. You mean the defense could have shut down that run?
All you hear nowadays is a passing league, it's a passing league, it's a passing league. Bill Belichick said, "Hold my beer. I'm gonna run the ball the whole game." Uh, Bryce, man, is Billy Belichick the GOAT?
Bruh, Bill Belly is the GOAT by far, bro. I shouldn't say by far because you still got John Madden and all the old schoolios like Don Shula and all these people that before my time. But bruh, for my money in my era, bruh, Bill Belichick is most definitely the GOAT, bruh. Like he's a step ahead of everybody, man. He's it's like he does what makes the most sense, and everyone else is overthinking themselves. Everyone else is outthinking themselves. And Bill Belichick is just like, bruh, like my man Hazard just said, it's windy as hell. Why would we throw the ball right now? Like it don't make any sense. I look at the joke and they say the Patriots attempted 29 straight running plays. I'm like, hold up, bro. I've been watching it, mind you. I've been watching the game. And I'm like, hold up, nah, this can't be right. I gotta put it up. Even though I just heard him say it and I've been watching the game. It just don't even feel real, bro. But Bill Belly is that great. He's that much of a mastermind. In my opinion, you got Bill Belichick, then you got a huge drop-off. And somewhere around here, you got Mike Tomlin. Then you got another huge drop-off. It's Bill Belly, drop-off, and it's Mike Tomlin. Then below them, everybody else, probably Andy Reid right after Mike Tomlin. But those three are the best 3 coaches in the league right now. And Bill Belichick is the top dog by far. I mean, he just doesn't outthink himself, bro. He just gets it. He just makes the right decision in every single situation.
Wait, Mike Tomlin's better than John Harbaugh?
In my opinion, I think Mike Tomlin is the second best coach in the NFL. I've been saying that. Y'all have heard me say that before on the show. Yeah. I think Mike Tomlin is the second best coach in the NFL after Bill Belichick.
I feel that.
No way. He's not better than Andy Reid.
It's my opinion, bro. But I think that the records have shown it. If you look at Mike Tomlin's resume, the amount of winning seasons he's had, I don't think he's ever had a losing season as a head coach. Yeah, I'd have to double check that, but I don't think he has. I mean, Mike Tomlin, look what he's doing right now with the Steelers. Y'all told me they were done a couple weeks ago, and what did I tell y'all? I'm not giving up on Mike Tomlin. Like I'm never gonna give up on Mike Tomlin, bro. As long as he's coaching the team, they got a shot. But Bill Belichick, by far, man, he the cream of the crop. No question. Creme de la creme is Bill Belly, man.
Yeah, there's definitely a debate to be had about who's number 2. But G or Scruff, is there any debate about Mr. Belichick being number 1?
Nah, there's no debate at all, actually. He's been proven to be the best coach already. He was already the best coach in the book after this last Super Bowl that he won. And now you can't even really compare him to coaches. You can only compare him to Brady. That's the only person you could compare him to because he's comparing him to himself, essentially. That's his pupil. That's the only reason you could compare him to anybody else. So at this point, it's like, okay, Bill Belichick got it back in blood. He said, okay, y'all thought it was sweet? Okay, best believe it. Okay, the last season, everybody thought it was all because of Brady. Forgot about all those defensive guys that opted out and left them hanging with a Swiss cheese defense. And then what he do? He retooled. He got some whole bunch of, I don't say no names, but like Matthew Judon is a guy that wasn't very much like highly, recruited this summer to sign with anybody. But, they turned him into a stud. And, my man that came out of Division II, Kyle Duggar, I knew he was a stud. But, who knew that he was going to do it like that, man? And they had the dude filling in from last game, and he made a key pass breakup down the stretch for them. This guy's got one of those all-time great type defenses, and the fact that they don't have anybody on the defense that's like a, Hall of Fame namer to be. Maybe you could say the McCourt, maybe Devin McCourty, but I don't know. Really, just pretty talented defense, but more than anything, a cohesive defense, well-disciplined defense, a defense that executes, and then you got a coach that's willing to do what it takes and willing to go unorthodox. And I think that's interesting. So the way I look at it now is, can Bill make a run? Is it a go? Is it a go? Obviously. Can he make a run? Yeah, I think he can actually now. So now I'm looking at the AFC. I'm looking at what I've seen all season. What have I seen? I've seen some offense. I've seen the Bills look like one of the best teams in the AFC, straight up, for a long time. We've seen the Chiefs look like an offense that really stops themselves on the regular, right? So no question the Patriots can stop them because they stop themselves most nights. Bills offense stopping that was impressive. They got the Titans. They hobbled up. Who else is in the AFC playoff picture? None of these teams really are feeling like real threats. All of a sudden, I'm feeling like defense might be the real key to this. And you might end up seeing Bill in the Super Bowl again. And he ends up going against whoever he goes in, whether it's Brady, somebody else, we're going to have another one of them. I really don't want to see it because it's like Bill will turn the whole, you just blink, and then all of a sudden the Super Bowl's over again. He just winds the clock down for the whole thing. But it works, man. And the way I see it, I mean, the Patriots are looking like they could definitely run away with the AFC at the very least.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to be quick with it. I agree with all of y'all. Bill Belichick is easily the GOAT when it comes to NFL head coaches. If you look at just this season alone, what he's done, first of all, I got to eat some crow. I was on the record. We could run the tape. I said they wouldn't make it far with Mac Jones. Cutting Cam was a mistake. I was wrong. The Patriots are number one in the AFC, and they're number one in the AFC by far, to be real with you. If you look at it, their only loss in the conference was week 1 to the Dolphins. They've beaten every AFC opponent that they've played, meaning that if they get in any type of tiebreaker situation, they have the tiebreaker. Bill Belichick knows that. I know for a fact that he's definitely gone out there and made sure that they beat those AFC opponents. He's put Mac Jones in great positions, and he protected him last night on primetime by making sure that Josh McDaniel called pretty much nothing but runs. So yeah, Bill Belichick is definitely the mastermind, and Josh McDaniels might be the boy genius who we see get a head coaching job somewhere next season and make some noise.
All right, I'm loving that crow eating. So, is it safe to say that you can't evaluate quarterbacks, Rome?
No, that is very far fetched to say. That is crazy. My QB evaluation is actually is top tier.
Rome's top 5 quarterback list. Dylan.
Heineke. But yeah, man, let's do a quick little like 3 and out. Last little thoughts on the NFL. I'll throw it around to you three, and then we'll switch it up. We'll probably go college football next. So, last thoughts on the NFL scruff.
I don't know what it is about Odell Beckham being on the Rams. It just doesn't make me feel good about my Super Bowl pick anymore. But bro, I don't know. Can you be like an anti-winner? Like, I don't know. I just don't feel the vibes anymore, bro. So I don't know. I might change my Super Bowl picks. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Like Stafford, yes, but Odell, I don't know, man. Stay away from people that's stealing your joy, man. Odell, man, just seems to steal the joy out of everything, dog. Hopefully he can figure it out, but I don't know, man. I might have to change my Super Bowl pick. Keep it a beam, bro.
All right, G. Final thoughts on the NFL.
Who's going to win the AFC North?
The Ravens.
The Ravens?
The Ravens are going to win the AFC North. And that's my Super Bowl pick, and I'm sticking with them. We didn't talk about them today,
I forgot about that.
But T's not here, and I don't need no Lamar slander in this moment.
We don't want to see Lamar Jackson versus Bill Belichick because we know that Bill Belichick's going to make him look silly.
Superlative.
I can't really argue with that one. All right, Bryce.
Ain't no making Lamar Jackson look silly.
Oh, yes, there is.
We just clearly saw what they did to Josh Allen.
They're going to have Lamar Jackson looking like Jalen Hurts.
Lamar Jackson, negative. Lamar Jackson gonna be in every game he plays, man. And he was in the last game He was in the last game versus Steelers, and Mark Andrews knew how to make a one-handed catch. That's a whole other story.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We left that boy off the hook.
I'll go with
we did.
I'll go with Steelers and make the playoffs. Told y'all earlier, y'all was saying they was done. Steelers are not done. Mike Tomlin, second best coach in the league. Y'all boys love the Chargers early. Y'all were shitting on Pat Mahomes when I was telling y'all he was the best quarterback in the NFL still. But look, why don't you look at the standings? Chiefs 8-4, one game behind your beloved Patriots. Right back where they need to be to finish the season. I told y'all, this season is in quadrants, baby. Don't get too hyped over the first 4 games. The Chiefs right back where they need to be. NFC East race going to keep getting interesting. I got the Eagles losing all their games but one. Washington winning all their games but one.
I got the opposite. I got Washington losing all the games but one. So yeah, we'll see who's right. One of us going to be wrong.
We'll see how that pans out.
One of us will be wrong.
My final take on the NFL, man. I just want to give a shout out to any Lions fans that are out there listening to us. Y'all are some of the most loyal people on the planet, on the face of the earth. If God gave you guys anything, it was the quality of loyalty. Because why you would ever cheer for this team after all this losing is beyond me. But shout out to the Lions fans and congratulations on finally getting a dub. Hopefully you don't have to wait till 2022 for another one.
Yeah, who's in charge of who's the governor of Michigan, man? They got things fucked up over there. They got a shitty team, shitty water, everything's fucked up over there, man. It's craziness.
Yeah, they might have to sell the Lions, get the whole city going.
Defund Michigan, kick them out.
with Detroit.
Send them to Canada.
But yeah, man, let's keep it pushing, man. Michigan, when it comes to football, Michigan's not too terrible if we're talking college. So let's talk about these college football playoffs, man. We just had a wild weekend, another wild college football weekend with some of these championship games. Let's do another little quick round robin, man. Let me get some of y'all's quick thoughts on the college football playoffs. Let me start with my man Bryce, man.
Well, a part of me is an Alabama fan. You know what I mean? I'm also a college football fan. I love what they've done with this playoff. I think it's been long overdue. I wish it was 8 teams and not 4. But man, Alabama, bro, seems like they always get the good end of the stick, bro. Like, it don't matter what they do, the committee loves them. Everyone loves them, and somehow they're now the number 1 team. Like, really? Y'all the number 1 team because of that? Okay, so everything Georgia did all season just doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? They get 1 loss, Alabama. Now they're dropped down to what? To 3 or to 2, whatever. I don't like it. I can't say I like it. I'm sorry, they dropped down to 3 because of 1 loss. Meanwhile, Alabama has a loss, and they're still number 1. I don't get it. But the sleeper team, in my opinion, is Michigan, man. Michigan is tough. Harbaugh got them boys balling, bro. And I think if they're able to run the ball, I think their guy's name is Haskins, not Dwayne. It's Hassan Haskins. And he's got 20 rushing touchdowns on the season. That's a Michigan record, bro. We know there's been some backs out of Michigan. So if they're able to run the ball like they have been, it's going to be tough sledding against that Georgia defense. We know that Georgia defense is tough, but Alabama just hung 41 on them. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Cincinnati and kind of just taking that Alabama-Cincinnati game as a shoo-in. The spread's going to be crazy on that game, so I'm betting the spread. I'm betting Cincinnati on that spread this weekend. I can't wait to bet it because I do think Cincinnati is going to come to play. And I'm a big fan of Desmond Ridder. In fact, Desmond Ridder is my favorite college quarterback. It's been that way since last season. I was telling y'all about Ridder last season, if anybody would listen. And I'm still a big fan of Ridder. I think he's going to be a quality quarterback on the next level. Don't know if he's going to be better than Bryce Young on the next level, but still, he's got more experience. I think experience will prove to win out in that game. Although you got to pick Alabama. Smart money picks Alabama, but I'm definitely taking Cincinnati on that spread.
Interesting. All right, G, man, what are your thoughts on the college football picture or playoff picture right now?
Well, it only makes sense. I'm sure the committee wasn't trying to give us Michigan versus Alabama first week or Georgia. I mean, now they're giving us Georgia's I really think we're gonna see Georgia versus Alabama 2 games, like part 2 this year, and we're gonna see the same result. Alabama's gonna beat up on Georgia. And I can't see Cincy playing against Alabama and scoring more than 14 points. It's not even a close game.
You don't give Georgia another shot? Are we not giving Georgia another shot if they do run into Alabama again?
I'll give them another
No,
shot.
you saw what they did to that offense. The offense couldn't keep up with Alabama's offense.
I mean, let's keep in mind Auburn did take Alabama to 4 overtimes.
But yeah, but that's a rivalry though. That's a real legitimate rivalry.
Yeah,
Isn't it the Iron Bowl that we're talking about? Where like they fucking kill trees and like people do some crazy shit out there.
It's definitely a hardcore rivalry between Auburn and Alabama. But there's some bad blood there between Georgia and Alabama as well, if I'm not mistaken.
So what are we saying with Michigan? And are we gonna give Michigan a fighting chance against Georgia then? Because
I give them way more than fighting. I got Michigan in that game. I'm taking Michigan against Georgia.
Hell no.
You take Michigan against Georgia, but how much?
Yeah.
I don't see.
First of all, Michigan got the best pass rusher in my opinion in college football. His name's escaping me, but he's on some Joey Bosa type stuff. Like, and he can drop in coverage. They got, to me, the best running back, probably the best running back left. In Hassan Haskins. He's a dog. Michigan, bro, don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on Michigan, bro. Harbaugh got them boys balling, bro. Like, they had a shot. To me, I thought they might be able to get that number 1 spot. That's why I was like, how did
I did too, actually.
How can you give it to a Big Ten? What is it? They're still the Big Ten? Yeah, the Big Ten over the SEC. They're not gonna do that.
Nah, but that's why it don't make no sense though. No, that's what don't make no sense though. Because Alabama went from like, you know that bar? It's like went from top 5 to not mentioning all. Alabama did the opposite. They went from being outside the whole thing looking in to being the number 1 team. Just like that. And it's kind of crazy. And it's crazy to me because, I mean, it was great. It was a great win. Like, it was beautiful. Like, if the national championship could be that exciting, then I think it'll be a great game. But we'll see what happens, bro. But honestly, Alabama's been very beatable in a sense. Like, they've been really close in a lot of games. Like, they've squeaked their way out of a lot of games. They are beatable. Like, they're more beatable than they've been in many seasons, I think. So, like, I think Alabama's definitely beatable. But so for them to jump up to number 1 is very surprising. I thought Michigan would be the number 1 team. But the truth is, when it comes down to it, and it actually comes down to this college football playoff, we already know what's about to go down, bro. It happens every year. Okay, so we talk about Big Ten. We talk about, okay, so they got the best pass rusher in Michigan. So did Ohio State when they won the Big Ten a few seasons ago with Chase Young. And what they do in the game, they got busted up on, man. So, like, ultimately, the Big Ten, Michigan against Georgia, I'm taking Georgia, bro, because Georgia had the best defense in the country all season. And they played that way all season. And they got beat by a really good team who balled out. It was a gamer's game. And, you know, give the edge to Bryce Young, who might just have something special in him. But, yeah, I like Alabama, Georgia in a rematch, bro. And I don't see Cincinnati giving it. I think Cincinnati could make it interesting because like I said, Alabama is not – they are beatable. So I think Cincinnati maybe make it competitive. It's not going to be maybe a blowout. But it's going to be Georgia and Alabama again in the big game. I don't see any way that Michigan wins it. If they do, I'll leave my words here on the set. But I don't think so.
But you gotta look who these teams lost to. I mean, Michigan lost to Michigan State when Michigan State had the Heisman front runner at the time who was running on everybody. Was it Kenneth Walker? He was running on everybody at the time, bro, going crazy. And they were, at the moment, they were a top 3, top 4 team. They were bracing to make the college football playoff their damn self. And that's when Michigan lost to them. Who did Alabama lose to? Alabama lost to Mississippi State. What have they been this season? Y'all can't name one player from Mississippi State. Exactly. And then they follow that up versus 6-5. They follow that up against a 6-5 Auburn team who, let's be honest, bro, Auburn's not that good, bro. Their quarterback is a transfer who wasn't even supposed to start the season. You know what I mean? And he was hobbled the whole game. Took him to 4 overtimes, bro. Like, Alabama's not all that they're cut up to be. I do think they make it to the championship. I do think they'll probably get by Cincinnati. But even that game's not a shoo-in, in my opinion, bro. Like, Cincinnati been blowing teams out, bro. Stayed perfect all year, and nobody's giving them that respect. just beat a Houston team that's been tough all season. Like, nobody wants to give Cincinnati their respect, but I wouldn't be shocked if we have a Michigan-Cincinnati college football championship. I'm already taking Michigan to beat Georgia. So y'all can book that. We'll run it back on the show, see how it goes.
0% chance that happens, bro.
All right.
That Cincinnati and Michigan play each other? Yeah, okay.
Like I said, I'm taking Alabama, but I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Cincinnati beats Alabama. I would not be shocked because I watched the game when Mississippi State beat Alabama, and I watched the game when Auburn damn near beat Alabama, bro. Like, I watched both of those games, and I saw a very, very inexperienced Bama team. They got injuries. Michi's down. Michi just tore his ACL last game. That's a big loss. One of the best receivers in the country. They're without him. Jameson Williams still a dog, so they still got him, but they're gonna be down one of their key players. And Cincinnati's gonna come to play. Desmond Ridder, he's polished, bro. 30 touchdowns, only 8 picks on the season. The boy is polished, man. AAC Player of the Year. Hey, man, I would love to see one of these schools outside the Power 5 make it to the championship. That's what college football needs, and it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, it's definitely what it needs. I mean, it's gonna happen.
You would be probably the only person in America that would not be shocked by Cincinnati beating Alabama. I think that would be shocking any way you put it. But we were just talking about in the last segment about GOATs.
Have y'all been watching Alabama this year, yo?
Like, yeah, I have.
Did y'all been watching them?
Did you not hear what I just said? They were mad beatable, but they still gonna win.
Did y'all watch them against LSU?
Yeah, but they're still there.
Arkansas. You know, like, they lost to Texas A&M, looked real beatable against Auburn. Alabama's really my team, so like I watch them week in and week out. Every time I can watch them, I watch them. So like, I love them. I love Saban. I love what he's built. But I'm gonna be honest about this, bro. They're not invincible. They're not invincible the way y'all are talking about them.
I don't think they're invincible, like Scruff said. But the thing is,
they're saying they weren't invincible.
They're the face of college football.
Way. You just said it's a 0% chance they lose. So you can't
tell me.
No,
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. I said there's a 0% chance that Cincinnati's playing Michigan in the championship. That's what I said.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is there's a 0% chance.
No, Cincinnati could win. Michigan's not going to win.
Oh, so you think Cincinnati has a better shot than Michigan?
No, I think Cincinnati has a better shot. Yeah. That's what it is. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. Compare. I think Cincinnati has a better chance.
Take two.
I think Cincinnati has a better. I think Cincinnati has a better chance to be in the matchup. I think Cincinnati has a better chance to beat Alabama than Michigan does to beat Georgia. That's what I think.
Well, I disagree with that. Okay. But I think they both have a shot. I think both teams have a shot.
Well, we were just talking GOAT coaches in the NFL with Bill Belichick. Let's talk about one of his good friends, man. Nick Saban.
I know he had friends.
Is he? Yeah. I think they actually go back, which might be some weird connection on why they're such great coaches. But is he obviously hands down the best college football coach? And would you ever see him coaching as an NFL team again? And how do you think that would fare out? I'll start with Bryce.
Saban coaching an NFL team again?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Because if you Saban, and if you're Saban and these guys are smart guys, man. Guys like Saban, guys like Belichick, man, they're not just about coaching. They're also about the legacy, man. They're doing it for the legacy. And if you're on your 48 laws of power tip, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you're Saban, that's just a lose-lose for you, you know? Because, like, if you go to the NFL, you can never be as good as you were in college. So all you do is hurt your legacy by going to the league. You know what I mean? That's all you can. You only can hurt your legacy. Because all they're going to say, let's say Saban goes to the NFL, right? And let's just say he's a decent coach. He makes the playoffs once or twice. You know what I mean? Better than he was with the Dolphins in his first go-round. They're going to say, well, Saban couldn't get it done in the league. You know? He can stay at Alabama, never win another championship, and he goes down as one of the greatest coaches, period, of all time. Not even just college football, one of the greatest coaches ever. But if he goes to the NFL and doesn't perform, doesn't get a Super Bowl, people are going to start questioning how great of a coach he actually is. He stays in college and he's with the names like Coach K, John Madden, Bill Belichick, you know, all-time greatness as coaches. So I just feel like it's a lose-lose for him to go to the league. I don't even want to see him in the league. I want to see how many he can run up. Can he get to 10? That's the question for Saban.
G, do you think it would be a mistake for Saban to make another run in the NFL? Maybe go the Urban Meyer route?
Yeah, because look at what Urban Meyer is like. When you're a college coach, you get to pick who you want in your roster. Compared to NFL, any professional, that you're dealing with a salary cap. Look at Nick Saban when he had Derrick Henry, Kamara, who else? And that running back
Drake.
committee.
Yeah, crazy
Kenny
lineup.
Drake, oh my God, he had like a roster of them. Imagine that in the league right now. He won't have no salary cap for none of that shit. So hell no, man. Nick Saban, look, man, just remember what he did to Miami. Got up and bounced. You think he want to do that? Sign and bounce, cause that'll. He said, yeah, I'm gonna head out. Didn't
Yeah,
even think about it.
he
You
hit him
think
with
a
the
bunch of
Magic
grown men are
Johnson.
gonna forget that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember when Magic Johnson said, I ain't gonna be here. He hit him with that. I ain't gonna be
He
here.
did hit it with the Magic Johnson. Oh
Yeah,
man,
he gonna be here. He pulled the Magic
obviously
for the
it's a
Johnson.
bad idea for Saban to go to the league. I think we all agree there. But Scruff, Urban Meyer did it, man. So let's check in on old Urban. Uh, how many regrets should he have right now?
Honestly, all right. I want to talk. I'm really tired of talking about Urban Meyer, but I'll say this: he shouldn't have any regrets because it's the difference. Is just a very big difference between Urban Meyer and Nick Saban,
Saban.
bro. The difference is when you're a man that burns bridges everywhere you go and creates fucking messes everywhere you go, you have no choice but to move forward. That's all you could do. That's all you can do because all you do is leave a mess of chaos behind you. I've lived that life, bro. It's not pretty. You just got to keep moving on, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are not going to mess with you after a while. You're not even going to be allowed to go back some of the same places where you used to be loved. That's how it is. That's the road that Urban Meyer's on. You know, that's the road he's on. That's the road he's on. You know, but the road that Saban's on is a very different road. It's like Bryce said, he's in the Coach K level road, right? If you go and you go somewhere else, it's like, all right, in the college game, we've seen how coaches have basically been trying to basically, level up into the best programs. He's already in the best conference. He's already in a great program. He's got the pipeline built up. He's already got the legacy. He's got the continuity. He's got nothing else to prove in terms of that except just running it up some more. If you go somewhere else, it's going to be a worse situation for him. So it's totally different. This man, as far as I know, he's done it the right way. Urban Meyer, everywhere he goes, he creates chaos, and then he leaves the shit all messed up, and then he goes on and he moves forward afterwards, And there's a lot of people that seem to fail forward, and Urban Meyer is a pretty good coach, but he's not Nick Saban. He's actually a very chaotic individual. I would think about never hiring him if I was an athletic director. Maybe in high school.
So you saying he can't even go back? He can't even go back to college?
You tainted, bro. You tainted. Because now it's like you can't come back from that, like your reputation. The reputation is something you carry with you everywhere. You
This is
cannot.
true.
It's
This is
amazing that
very
he was
true.
able to do. Okay, that's really because we don't really care in the world, right? In the real world, the NFL, they don't really care, right? Oh, fuck it. You did all this bullshit in college. You had allegations and violations, and your staff went down for you. But nah, it's all good. You get promoted. Like we'll give you another job. And it just shows like he didn't deserve that. That was stupid. And then like now it's just proof in the pudding, man. You hired it was a toxic hire.
Definitely a toxic hire. Definitely. All right, so let's move off to college football real quick. We got a few minutes left in the show. Before we get out of here, though, I wanted to try to squeeze in a little bit of NBA talk for you fellas, man, because the NBA season is getting a little deeper, getting a little deeper into it. I know before we were talking, it was too early to really start telling some trends, but I think it's starting to get about that time, man. So I'm gonna start with Bryce, man. I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot, man. You were big on these Wizards at the beginning of the season. Things aren't going as well. They're still going pretty good, man. But are you still feeling as great as you were with that hot start?
Yeah, I'm still feeling good about it. You get the ups and downs in NBA season. You're not gonna win all 82 of them. We're still right now tied for that fourth spot with the Heat, another super hot team this year. But 3-game winning streak, that'll hurt you, man. 3-game losing streak, that'll hurt you. Got to get it back on track. I think it's you still got still got to mesh, man. I said this even when they're on that winning streak. I felt good. I thought they could finish top 4. I still do. But you still got to mesh with these pieces you got. And as these players continue to mesh, I think we'll get better and better. Bradley Beal, our all-star, our all-pro guy, our all-NBA guy, has not played up to par this season. I'm just going to be honest. Any Wizards fan that's being honest will tell you that. Brad Beal shooting under 43% from the field, under 30% from 3. This is not the Brad Beal we've gotten used to over the last couple seasons. I think him, getting kicked off that Olympic team for the COVID violations or whatnot, I think that hurt his summer preparation. I don't think he came into this season as ready as he probably expected to be. My guess is that he probably was expecting to just have his whole summer be Olympics. And when he got off that team, he probably took it a little bit lighter than he expected because it messed his whole plan up. I think that's showing this season. So they got to continue to mesh. But I think there's also some other teams out there, man, that have really shown up this season. One team I've been loving to watch this year has been the Suns, man. I mean, they just 18, 19-game winning streak? It's crazy, man. Chris Paul cementing himself. I think they got a chance to make another run. They got to get Devin Booker back healthy and get him back firing on all cylinders. But that's one team I'm really interested to see as the season continues, to see if they can get back to where they got to last season, because nobody expected the Suns to go on the run that they did. So I'm really interested to see if they're able to get back there this year. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Suns are definitely looking great this season. Scruff, you got any quick takes on the NBA?
Yeah, trade market starting to heat up, man. Seems like things are starting to get a little hot right now. It seems like certain teams are starting to realize, like you said, the trend is starting to try and develop. So, like, certain teams are starting to realize, like, okay, we might have some here. It might be time to start pushing chips to the middle. Or some teams are starting to realize, okay, look, we don't got nothing here. It's time to blow this thing up. And then we've also got superstars like Dame Lillard, who are now starting to get a little antsy. They're tired of having, mediocre teams. And now they're like, hey, look, it's time to shake things up. So all that means is exactly what I wanted to mean. More teams like the Cavs, they said, are willing to go all in and possibly get some new pieces on their squad. We talking about the same thing with the Pacers. Timberwolves have been trying to do that. And then I'm forgetting about the Blazers, who that was a big rumor going on with a potential CJ McCollum, Ben Simmons swap. CJ McCollum Damian Lillard had an interview yesterday, and he was talking about who the best defender in the NBA, and he said Ben Simmons. And the next day, he comes out and say, yeah, he wants to play with Ben Simmons, which is cool, I guess. I'd rather him say I want to get traded for Ben Simmons, but that's fine. I'll take CJ McCollum. You know what I'm saying? I'll take CJ McCollum. I look at the Sixers, like, pretty good team, but shit's starting to get a little ugly right now because, we're down a man. And I think we need to make something happen sooner than later. I think if you look at that squad, one thing they're missing is a guy that can really go get you the bucket, the big bucket. They haven't had that since Jimmy Butler, and CJ McCollum's a guy that can fit in that role. So I think it's not the sexiest trade, but hey, look, he is a former All-Star, right? I think so. I think he made All-Star twice, right? So like, hey, look, that's it's comparable to Ben. Ben's got all-world talent, but he's got bottom of the barrel confidence and jump shot. So you gotta give what you can. I'd rather take CJ, man. He's a local dude, and you know what he is. He's a good dude. He's from the area. I think I'm fine with it. Who cares? Just trying to get this thing over with. Can't you just keep bleeding like this? It's just getting out of control.
All right, man. The Bulls are a half game out behind the Nets, man. Do you think that they can keep pace with the Nets throughout this season, man? Is this a trend that we'll see? What do you think about these Bulls?
Man, I like them. I'm not gonna jinx myself. I think the Bulls are gonna finish top 3 because I didn't see Boston being this bad of a team. I thought that the Atlanta Hawks would have been a little bit better coming off from last year's playoff run that they had. And I thought Miami it was a lot hotter. I thought we should have looked up for Miami. Miami's doing what they're doing. And then you got Washington, the Wizards. Got the Wizards. They're doing good. So I don't know. I'm not gonna jinx myself. What I am gonna say is right now is like about the off-season signing that teams like the Knicks are having, like Kemba Walker out of the lineup. You got the Lakers like regretting all their off-season signings right now. I don't know. Off-season signings this year aren't looking pretty good for most teams.
Yeah.
Besides Miami's and the Bulls, which you got to give up a second pick for next year's draft, everybody else looking pretty sus.
Yeah, those are facts. Those are definitely facts, man. And like I said, the NBA is starting to get some more trends going. So as the season goes on, we'll definitely have more conversations about what's popping in the NBA. But let's go ahead and wrap the show up for tonight, fellas. Is there anything y'all wanna get off real quick?
Yeah, I want to say one last thing. RIP to the Staples Center. Long time. Nah, seriously. Long time stadium out, you know what I'm saying? That's an iconic stadium. Naming rights deal. Huge money exchanging hands. Crypto.com got the naming rights deal. I don't remember what the figure was on it, but I'm sure it was stupid. Crypto.com about to be the new name of the Lakers Stadium, which is very interesting. Really makes me think, how did Staples like keep the money in-house to keep that deal in place for that stadium for so long? Like, are they really moving that many staplers? That's all I want to know.
It's wild, bro, because I know all the staples. Like, it was like, I remember there being like 3 or 4 staplers, like not too far, you know, like when I was growing up. And now only 1 Staples remains. 4 Staples to 1 Staples, but Staples Center stayed there that long, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, Staples, like you said, man, you got to stop the bleeding sometimes. Staples CEO said, stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding.
You should give the name up. Give the name up.
Hey, anybody watching, y'all want a pro tip? Do y'all school supply shopping? Go to the dollar store.
Yeah, you're going to get them damn composition books where all the loose leaf pages falling out. The pencils that break all easy and the pens that stop writing.
These joints hold me down, man. They hold me down. Paper is favorite, bro.
You can find some decent stuff at the dollar store. I think
you know them erasers that only make your page black. You know, you start using that eraser, that joke just make.
I don't make mistakes, dog. I don't write with pencils, dog. I don't erase things. I don't make mistakes, nigga. I only move forward in life, like Urban Meyer.
I heard a bunch of mistakes in them NFC East predictions earlier, man. Talking about Washington, but
no, y'all the nonsense. It won't be too long to run the tape on y'all buffoons. Let's do it,
man. I cannot wait for the week where Washington plays Philly. That's gonna be a fun show, man. It's gonna be a fun pod.
No, all Scrub gonna say is it's not his fault. He was just speaking positive affirmations into his team.
Hey,
I wasn't wrong. I was just speaking
what's gonna
happen?
What's gonna happen is it's gonna be his week off. It's gonna be his week off. Jalen Hurts gonna throw like 2-3 picks, and then Scruff gonna be like, "Oh, I'm off this week."
Nah.
Next
week,
actually, come back and say, "Don't you speaking positive affirmations."
Actually, next week's my week off. So that means y'all gonna get me for 4 straight weeks to close the season, and we're gonna be here for all the action. I
know him, bro. He's done it. He's done it on his last 3 predictions. I wasn't wrong. I was just speaking positive affirmations.
Oh man. All right, well, like we said at the beginning of the show, man, Gas Sports for the Culture is the #1 sports culture podcast out there. Don't take our word for it. We got ranked there based off the hard work that we put in. And big thanks and shout out to all the listeners, all the fans, everybody that's been following on Instagram, subscribed on YouTube. If you don't already, please hit those follow buttons and subscribe buttons. I don't know what the hell just popped on Scruff's screen. I think that's a little miniature, his bobblehead. Like, what's going on there?
Look at me. You got me.
Hey, Gerardo was Scruff's favorite gas panelist.
All right, fellas. You know how we always end the show, man. Sports for the culture.
Sports for the culture.
Like we do that. Yeah, my boy said